Right, hello. This is a video I've wanted to do. I think it's been a week and a bit since I've done the pilgrimage. And I want to take the time to talk about how I feel about the walk, all the aspects of it, and just overall how it was, how I felt, the good parts of it, maybe the bad, but the bad, you can kind of get better from it, from help. And I thought I might just do this video in my local church, which I go to. So this is Christ Church, the one where I walked from. Obviously I love it a lot. That's why I wanted to do this walk, is for the donations, to keep it alive and get people in it. Yeah, it's a lovely building. It's nice and compact and small, but it's a good size for me. I like a small church where you have that, nice community and they're all together. So if it is a bit echoey, I'm very sorry about that. But yeah, that's it. So I just want to explain and just talk about genuinely how I feel. So it is probably going to be a bit of a long video, depending on if I can come up with what I'm going to say and just say how I feel. So yeah, so I'll catch you guys in a minute. Right, so this has been an amazing experience. I think, personally in my life at the moment, it is the best thing I've done for myself, for physically, and mentally, especially mentally, with obviously the challenges that I faced and how I still managed to push through, and the determination and the mindset that you have for it. Obviously, you want to do it as quick as you can, but it's nicer to take a relaxing time and actually think about God and make sure you have time to pray and don't worry about the time of the day or, Obviously for my first one, I was worried about that a bit, which is normal, because I think I still thought of it as a pilgrimage, and I definitely prayed as much as I can. In fairness, I was praying a lot of it. So I think if anyone is going to first do it as well, is to have in mind a couple of things. Is don't worry about the time of the day. If you have a place to stay, then it's fine. You don't have to, the only reason I was rushing was because I had to go back home and, for my brothers and stuff. But then I got back on track and it was fine. And I realised, obviously make sure you pray. You want to be praying. It is a walk, and you are doing it to walk or to sort out, think about life. But obviously praying is a big aspect of a pilgrimage. A lot of the time, if you're not praying, it's you could consider it just more as a walk. So obviously it's about thinking about your religious aspect of life. Okay, 2 seconds, guys. Sorry, guys, had a bit of a light situation. That is another thing as well. The lights will go off because I'm in the front and the sensors aren't. So if I have to keep running back and forth, I'm very sorry about that. But yes, anyway. So it was about, obviously, make sure you pray. That's a big aspect. I think another thing as well is make sure to take it all in. You want to be... the only reason, obviously, you have your phone for your map a lot of the time if you don't know the way. But a lot of it is to take it all in. Don't be on technology a lot, and you want to actually feel it a lot more in your heart and when you're walking. So I think that's another thing that, for first timers, that's definitely 3 tips from me that I've learned that I think, of how to do it in a way, and make sure you're not getting too worked up about it. Because I think I was more worried about, I had a couple of issues of, there was a main road, and I tried to do another way, and it was still a main road, and I had to get driven. I think it wasn't even half a mile. And I was worried about it. I thought that, I failed it in a way. And don't think that. Don't think of it as pilgrimage as walk. You want to think as a religious journey. So, another one that I'm thinking of doing is a Wales one where I have to go on boat, and people aren't going to expect me to go swimming, So yeah, that's definitely tips that I would say. If you want to do it for your first time, then that is a definite. But yeah, that's the tips that I've definitely learned. Right, another thing is how I felt is, first starting off, I think I was very trying to think of words. I was very like thinking this isn't going to work and I'm not going to have a religious experience in a way, which obviously was completely wrong. I had a lot, and again, that's with the mindset that I had from when I was first going on. I still prayed, even though I still felt that way. But yeah, it was really challenging on some bits. But I think that still that praise of God and that thought that He is watching me and supporting me in little signs that I felt He was giving me, it really helped me to go push through it, because I think without that I wouldn't have made it. So yeah, obviously with troubles of, the path being a bit overgrown, where I was wearing shorts in the nettles, or we had a massive landslide we had to climb over. So that was when my dad joined for a bit, and it was aspects of that where I was a bit like, oh, this is never going to work, there's going to be more problems. And there wasn't really, there was only one, and we got it over and done with, and I managed to do more miles than what was actually expected of it, so because of all the little detours I took. So it all worked out, and I think that's again what you've got to keep in mind, is of that it's a walk, it's a pilgrimage of religious and calmness and appreciating what you have, which obviously eventually when you get to that stage, it's amazing. You can push through it. On the first day, I was struggling a bit. I didn't feel it as much in my legs and stuff. It was more in my mindset of how am I going to do this? But I pushed through, kept praying, and the Lord guided me, which obviously was amazing. It was an amazing feeling to know that I am getting watched over and I am getting supported by the Lord. It is amazing. Another feel was obviously absolute amazement. The feeling that I got from God was amazing. And looking back on it now, the signs that I got, which in the time I was a bit like, oh, that's a nice animal, or oh, it's a heron that's guiding me. But putting more research into it's a religious thing that you might not think of on your first pilgrimage. But then obviously the more research you can do in the Bible, you get to know a lot more. But it was amazing. Now thinking back that I actually got guided. Oh, the lights are gone again. 2 seconds. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I had to move because the sensors there. So I had to move. Anyway, yes, the feeling that I got was definitely, I've never experienced it ever. It was definitely something else, out of this world. I think as well, with the doubt that you will get, if you can follow God and pray when you're meant to, or as much as you possibly can, and talk to Him to help, to make sure He knows that you still want the guidance and the strength to get through it. And if you can do that, He will give it you. I had times where I was really struggling. I prayed, and then literally a couple minutes, I was fine. I was talking to God, and definitely having some nice conversations. So I think that's another aspect of it, is where just keep talking to God, and all them hard bits, it will feel like nothing. He can help you through it. And that's another beauty of it, is with the pilgrimage, you could connect it to how life is, of life struggles that you go through with, with sad moments in your life, which I understand it's difficult to understand in a way why God you put you there in the first place of that hard situation, but He has a plan for you, and it's a lot of the bad things is God doing that because He wants to get you strong. He knows that you are worthy of, His praise and grace. And if you can just help to praise Him and understand that, in a way you're not worthy to be, behold His power. It's in prayers that you will do in services with the daily bread, that we are not like, trying to think of it now. My brain's it's very late. I forgot. but yeah, just we're not worthy, and how in the prayers you say that, we're not worthy to even take the crumbs under your table, but you can, but the way God is, he will still forgive you in no matter what you've done, as long as if you pray and ask for forgiveness for the sins that you've done. And again, it's the same with a pilgrimage, that sometimes you might do something wrong and you ask for forgiveness and guidance and strength, and he will give it to you. It's an amazing feeling to know that you're being watched and you are being looked after. Because obviously a lot of people nowadays, in my opinion, with life, there's a lot more people struggling. There's parents getting divorced a lot more. Obviously my parents unfortunately split up. And it's hard to understand, even as a kid, an adult, or, any age, it's hard to understand why you get put in situations that put you through struggle and pain or sadness. And that's the beauty of God, is a lot of people will let you down, but there's one person who won't, and that is the Lord. That's Jesus. That's the Holy Spirit. In God aspect, he will never let you down, and that's the beauty of it. Is if you are struggling with anything, you will always have that guidance to help you through it, and it will help people not get depressed as much. Because I think a thing is as well is obviously a lot with depression. Obviously, I'm not a doctor or anything, and I'm just going off base what I know. Is a lot of depression is that you feel like people won't help you, and you're always feeling really sad. And I feel like I had that when I was living with my dad for a bit. I was getting really sad, and that's because I didn't have the Lord, and that is truly what I believe. So I think having the Lord there and having this big, powerful, all-knowing person will help you understand that you're not alone and you can get through them situations. Which again, it links back to the pilgrimage and with life, that we really need to start, I think, as a whole and as the world, is to understand that we do need God with things and with struggles, because he can help you. But yeah, that's my thoughts on life and with God and stuff. And I think if you put more understanding into it, it doesn't get as boring. It's quite interesting in some ways. Obviously, with my age, I'm 17, so a lot of my age are very, it's boring. They think it's a load of rubbish, really, which I think people who've been through worst and then have turned to the Lord, such as myself and plenty of other people, they realize that even if you don't picture him as a person, it's the fact that you have this entity, or this thing that is helping you get through the rough times. So it's still, you don't have to think of it as this one person looking after everything. God is everything. God is everything you look at, the nature, the books, the paper that you use, the buildings, us in general. He's a part of us. So I think understanding that and knowing that no matter what, he's around you, will make you not feel alone and can guide you through. And obviously people say as well with God I'm still going through the rough time and I can't feel his presence, or I don't feel, that he's watching me, or he's not talking back to me. So, why should I? Well, I think my dad told me is because he's always next to you. If you're shouting, then you're gonna hear it. But But if you're whispering and he's far away, it's obviously a lot harder for him to like get through to you. So if he's near you doing a pilgrimage or you're praying, that's when he whispers to you and he'll give you signs. It'll be littler signs of, guidance. Obviously, if you're far away, he'll be shouting, which if you're far away, you're not going to hear much. But he'll give you little signs, and it's always little. It's just to help you through it in some way. And then you could say as well, with all of a sudden, I'm going through this tough time and I don't feel him anymore. Which again, I say, I've been shown a poem, which is always going to stay in my mind. And I think I would love to tell you guys about it, which is, you're walking through a beach and you have the Lord's footsteps behind you and he's walking with you through all the happy, the sunshine, it's a nice walk through the beach. And all of a sudden a storm comes along and all of a sudden the footsteps behind you are gone and you only have one set. And you look down, there's still one set and it's all this rough storm, you're really struggling to get past it until you get to the very end of it where you realise you've been put down because the Lord was carrying through it and the footsteps were his, which obviously is a really nice message to have of, even through the dark times, it's not that you're alone, he's just carrying you through it. And that's, again, that's why a pilgrimage is so nice, of where you get closer to him. It's a way of understanding the world that he's made and getting closer to him, to walk with him and help him guide you. So yeah, that's my aspects on that part of it, which I think that's why it would be amazing for people to start doing pilgrimages and help, try it out and try and turn to the Lord to help you. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that bit. Right. Another aspect is, I think people need to start going or trying out to go to a church. If you can just, it's any church that you're near, like a local church or even a church that you've wanted to go to, I think the best thing is to try it out for people, is to help you have a little community around you where, again, you're not feeling alone. And, I think every church community is always nice and very welcoming. So, you can always walk in, have a little service, try it out, try it with the hymns that you do and the prayers. You can eventually get used to doing prayers at home. So you're never far away from God if you feel far away. And I think that's what's helped me, is go into a church, seeing the building, getting the community, feeling God's presence, doing the hymns with people, hearing the music and the prayers that we do, and really feeling that I can get forgiven for the sins and the problems that have happened in mine and yours life. So I think the best thing is to try it out, figure out what you want to do. And if you don't like it, you don't have to. It's just to try it out, because I think a lot of people, come in or don't go to a church thinking it's just boring. But if you go in, you can really feel the presence and feel it in your heart that it's a really wonderful place to be. You can go more and more, and I believe that you will feel more happy with yourself and getting closer to God will make you feel wanted and you can loved, and it feel like any problem in your life you won't face alone, because he will help you get through it and guide you through the right way to resolve the problem, and just in a way help you guide your way through. But yeah, I think people need to start trying to go to church and trying it out, or just doing a little prayer at home of, you can search it up now and just try it and see how you feel about it. Because a lot of people now, obviously there's a lot more struggling, so I think going to a church or going for a pilgrimage would be a really nice thing, the way of connection and feeling wanted and loved. But yes, overall, for the pilgrimage, I think I felt very different on finishing it than starting it. When I first started it, I was very into church. I still, I was still praying. I was still going to the services. But now I know that I had that guidance from God. I know now that I can link it to life, and I know that He will still guide me through life, and I will not have a problem. And even if I do, it's okay, and He can help me through it. But I think overall in the pilgrimage, it was an amazing experience with the wildlife that I saw, obviously the guidance, the prayers that I did. And I think everyone should try it out and, even go for a little walk around your neighborhood and think about God and pray to yourself. Obviously I had a white heron that obviously I think it was in the biblical terms of Christianity, it will defend off the biblical version of the snake, which obviously was represented in Adam and Eve with the snake and the devil, which obviously persuaded Adam and Eve to eat the apple. So obviously, and that grey heron, I don't see it as this random animal that was just, trying to get past. It was the Lord guiding me to where I needed to be. And it got to a point I didn't even look at my map, that I trusted this that much I didn't have to look at my map. I just followed that and I knew where to go. But I think people should start going to churches, try and get involved a bit more, because like I said, I can't say it enough that the feeling I got from it was extraordinary, so much that obviously I want to do it again. I'll be doing more videos on that as well. I think we're coming up with the next one. We're doing a small one, which would be in Shrewsbury. I can try and make an update video on that of how it's going and what's the plan. We'll be making a plan video, route, and then obviously doing more videos the more I go along. But yeah, for final, I just wanted to say that it was an amazing experience. Obviously, I want to do it again. And I just want to say thank you for everyone that supported me on it. Obviously, I hope I get more supporters and to help me through it, maybe even people that would like to do it with me, that, we try and get contact, we can sort stuff out to, do proper ones where we can make it a thing of having like a little group that can go and do a pilgrimage all together, get closer together, talk about God, even having aspects of eventually having, people who are still confused about how they feel about God, and they might come out as if they still don't know, or they're going to leave it, or they might even go to a church and pray, and I really want to just start getting people to try it out, because obviously, like I said again, it's with people struggling, and the best thing is to know that God is all loving. No matter what you do, if you can pray, He will forgive you. And obviously in this day and age, having that is gold dust. But yeah, so I just want to say thank you for everyone that supported me. I will be making more videos, obviously having more pilgrimages. That'll be like my whole YouTube channel, I think, now. Just obviously making update videos on if I might do like a church tour, or I'll obviously be trying to make out make videos on different things to obviously keep it going, so it's not like a while since I upload. But yeah, thank you for everyone, especially my dad. He got me through it a lot. Obviously, you know, he brought me to the church in the first place. He's got me, like, you know, the cross and stuff. And I just want to say thank you to him. Thank you for my mum, who's helped me as well, and my family in general, the community in church. Obviously, it's been a really amazing experience, and I cannot wait to do it again. But yeah, so I'll keep you guys updated on things. I'll obviously try and do as many videos as I can. But yeah, thank you so much, everyone, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.